They want to change professions. What do you have, Daniel? We just hit them very hard, and I say we hit them 20-1. Every time they hit us, we're going to hit them 20. And we did it last night. They did a little something today, but it was really retribution for last night. They hit actually 3 boats, not 2. And when they hit, we hit back much harder.
Are we returning to a full-scale military conflict, sir?
I don't know. I don't know. We'd win it very quickly. It's another way of doing it. We have many ways we can win, but we've already won militarily. They have very little left, and they want to make a deal so badly. They called a little while ago. They want to make a deal so badly. I just don't know if they're worthy of making a deal. I don't know that they're going to honor the deal. That's the problem.
If they want to make a deal, why do you think they attacked commercial vessels?
Because they're sort of crazy, to be honest with you. They're sort of crazy. They're a little bit out of control, but they want to make a deal. Badly.
So, at the beginning, have you spoken to Senator Mitch McConnell since his hospitalization?
No, I haven't.
How's he doing?
I have no idea. I have no idea how he's doing.
At the beginning of before the NATO summit, you spoke.
Who are you with?
Reuters. You had
not the best.
You had issues with. You said you had issues with leaders of Spain, UK.
Not the best.
Spain, I will say, I did have issues with
Also
Spain,
Germany,
and I still do.
Okay.
But Spain, they came back all the way today. Spain was very generous today. You know, I told them I'm going to stop trading.
What did Spain do to them?
They
Okay.
honored the request for lots of it.
Hopefully I can turn this off without losing you. You still there, guys? Oh, you there? I think you're there. He says Reuters, not the best. This is the top 5 news show. We're going to talk about everything in the news. Iran is in the news, and we're attacking them. And some through other countries, I guess Bahrain and Kuwait. And I think that President Trump's patience is worn thin, and I think for better or for worse, he's going to end the war. What does that mean? Probably bombing everything there that we haven't already bombed in a pretty major and massive way, which they did do. And he would go on in that video to say that they did, and by any means necessary, opening the Hormuz Strait, etc. And we'll talk more about it in tonight's top 5 news. Thanks for tuning in. We got 5 stories for you coming up right after these messages.
So many people say you're the smartest person in the world. Well, yes, I watch the Top 5 News Show.
A new way to do news, focusing on useful news, and no news that gives you the blues.
Did you know 7 major corporations own over half of the top newspapers?
No. What do you recommend?
I like the top 5 news.
How do I find it?
I just go to Joe Palaio's page at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Without Googling it, I would probably go with the top 5 news.
Best news. I watch a little bit of everything, but I would say probably the top 5 news.
So tonight we're doing the top 5 stories, and folks, I have to tell you, there's never been anything like it.
You're watching the Top 5 News.
What does it profit a man to gain the whole world but have fake news?
Tonight, I'll be sharing with you the news and then adding my ownership group's propaganda to it.
It has to be true. I saw it on the news.
traffic and weather together. Why? You have that on your phone.
This is reckless. Reckless? Watch this. Too slow, Jerome! Unbelievable. Tremendous!
He said that, but she told me something completely different.
That's not what he said. You're twisting his words. She's right. He said it. I heard him.
I can't use any of this.
Boys!
News. You can use. Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask your AI what it can do for you. And now, basking in the glow of social media free speech. Let him cook, let the ideas flow. May I introduce Joe and the top 5 news team.
Top 5 News. I'm Joe Palaio, your host. We give you all the news that you can use at 5 o'clock Eastern. And guess what? It's 5 o'clock Eastern, or whatever time it is where you are. Grab a drink and join us. Plenty of room. Come on in and get a chair. Make yourself comfortable. Nothing here that would make you confused and nothing that would give you the blues. It's just 5 stories in 5 minutes. They say all the news tips and no cow chips. No fake news, just positive stories that you can actually use. And so if your career's in a high gear, or if you're just sitting in your cubicle box checking your stocks, waiting to say game over to the work game, I'd like to suggest a news show with a very practical name. And once you've seen it, you'll never be the same. Watch one story to the end. You will change, or at least your news will change. Today's the day. And you'll never be the same. We have 5 stories in 5 minutes. U.S. launches strikes on Iran. Meta faces a $1 trillion lawsuit, 1.4 trillion. But what's a 0.4 trillion between friends? Hollywood movie are getting shorter and more creatable by creators. First, the Iran conflict escalating. President Trump declared that the ceasefire is over, and he ordered a second round of American strikes on Iran. And they hit, like we said, 90 targets. Other countries are also participating in the strikes. Iran fired back, launching drones and missiles at U.S. bases in Kuwait and in Bahrain and Qatar. Iran's health ministry reports at least 14 people killed and dozens wounded in the latest strikes. The situation remains extremely tense, and both sides trade accusations of breaking the deal. And we'll keep watching this one, closely for you. Sorry to bring you a little bad news. We're praying for peace, of course, all around the world. But I think that the president's patience has run out. What about you? What have you decided? Story 2, the Americans say that the perfect, in a lighter note, the perfect movie is just 88 minutes. Saw a post from Owen Gregorian on X, who does a great job covering different news stories. New survey, and he was quoting from a Talk Research article. New survey shows that Americans want shorter movies. What about you? You want a shorter movie? I wouldn't mind. You think about some of the really long, great, epic films. But as a whole, do you need 2 hours? Talker Research asked 2,000 U.S. adults what they considered the ideal movie length, and the answer came back 88 minutes. That's down from 92 minutes in a similar poll last year. Only 10% of people said they want a movie 2 hours or longer, and 3% are okay with anything over 2.5 hours. Preferences vary by generation. The boomers say 93 minutes is ideal, while the Gen X preferred a quicker 82 minutes. This could be bad news for the summer's big releases. Christopher Nolan's epic, The Odyssey, runs 172 minutes, nearly double the length most people say they want on a movie. Story number 3 tonight, Meta is facing a $1.4 trillion lawsuit. We talked about this yesterday, but I thought it was due some additional discussion. The great Scott Adams used to, his cup, a coffee mug, used to do a morning news show, Coffee with Scott Adams. And one thing that I learned from him is that certain topics are worth talking about over and over and over and over again, because it takes that long to really get the impression through to mainstream, or to mainstream is a bad word, but to the audience. And so I'll just throw out one example, like one of the examples that he just beat like a drum, and I really didn't mind him beating it because I thought it was kind of an unfair attack. And so he did where they had the neo-Nazis, and Trump called the neo-Nazis fine people hoax. That's what it was, the fine people hoax. And where you had the Snoops, which is a left-leaning fact-check organization, saying that wasn't what he said, and they had the corrected video online. But nonetheless, certain politicians and news agencies, quote-unquote news agencies, continued to run with that narrative that Trump called the neo-Nazis fine people, which he didn't if you watch the whole video. And the best place to see the whole video and all the other accusations they made of your president that aren't true is at the American Debunked page. And I'm not the biggest Trump fan in the world, but I'm not keen on anybody making lying accusations about my president. I'm not cool with that. So I was always cool when Scott Adams said that, when he would speak about the fine people hoax over and over again. So where was I going with that? So this lawsuit against Meta, I brought it up yesterday, but thought it was an important enough topic to bring up again today, because, and I may, change my mind on it or lose, edit. I reserve the right to edit my opinion, but there are a lot of things that you could look at on this lawsuit where they're suing California, Colorado, Kentucky, New Jersey, and apparently there's another state. They're suing Facebook for $1.4 trillion for addicting young users to social media. And you might think, well, yeah, I want social media to do a better job with the kids or something. I mean, there's a lot of nice ways to look at it, but at the end of the day, it's just a censoring tool. The question is, do you want your government telling your social media platforms what to say and do, and how much control do you want your government on your free speech? Because they can say that it's just about protecting the kids, Joe, and that sounds very noble, but it's a very slippery slope where you end up with a situation much not unlike what we had during COVID, where you could have an opinion as long as it was the the right opinion. But if you said anything like, well, what if I would go outside and get some vitamin D? Well, no, you can't go out, and what about the mask? Well, I'm gonna get mask goop on the mask, and the waiter's gonna talk louder to me, and the germs go through the mask, maybe, and that's just hypothetical, right? You couldn't say any of that for an extended period of time because of the censorship that was going on at the time. And so I think we need to stand up for Mark Zuckerberg here where in which he's, being attacked for this. Imagine you work your whole life and you employ, what is it, hundreds of thousands of people. Let me just check here. Do a quick Facebook employees. Okay, 80. Let's call it 100,000 employees. So imagine that you work your anatomy off. You employ 80,000 people. Okay, you make their payroll every week. And then the government's coming at you saying it's your fault that you corrupted the children. um, I wish I had that meme handy. There's a meme that says, some of y'all didn't get whooped around in a circle when you were a kid, and it shows it has a lady whooping her child around the because they were acting up, acting bad. And I think it's up to the parent to parent the kid. And that's just my opinion. We'll see what comes out of it. Is it worthy of a discussion about what we might be able to do for the kids to protect them? And am I getting on both sides of the story? Because I went and I think it was Australia said 12-year-olds and under can't be on the internet or on the social. One of the countries. And I said I thought that was a good idea, which I do, but do you really want your government controlling? I had to kind of change my position on it. I don't want anybody in my government telling me what I could do with my kid. Does that hit home? Have I nailed it? So the government's going to tell you what your kid can't do on the internet. And then will they tell you what he has to do, what he may do? Boy, this is a real loaded story. And I think we need to defend Mark Zuckerberg on this. And you might say, oh, he's a billionaire, one of them greedy or evil, ugly billionaire guys. No, he's built a company up and he's employing 80,000 people, giving them jobs. And, imagine if you were just sitting there minding your own business, making your payroll, and the government came along and said, hey, you're corrupting the kids. Wait, I am? No, I don't think so. So anyway, that's my 2 bits on that. Stay tuned for the trial. Hopefully it'll be thrown out rather immediately. We'll see what happens to Facebook. Yeah. Next story. Story 4. World Cup qualifier. Sports update. I got a pop-up from Facebook. Your sports commentary is doing good. Give us more sports. Okay. And then I got one today. It's like avoid spammy behavior. I'm hoping it was a bulk outlet from them, because yesterday I spoke just like I just did about Facebook. And I got this thing today. If you're going to ding me on a day when I'm not defending you against lawyers. Good night. At any rate, it's all in good fun. God works all things together for good for those who love him. Story number 4 tonight. World Cup quarterfinals sports update. I know you don't care. US is out. It's depressing, isn't it? It sucks. But US is out, but 8 teams are left. France is favored over Morocco. Spain favored over Belgium. Argentina is favored over Switzerland. And England is favored over Norway. And none of them are close. It's they're all predicted to be blowout matches. So who you for? The big favorite or the underdog? The winners of the tournament will be crowned on Sunday, July 19th in the World Cup final at MetLife Stadium in New York. New Jersey, maybe. New York area. Is that the Jets? I forget. Okay. World Cup on a MetLife Stadium. I think that's the Jets, right? Was that the New York? I'm in Texas. I don't know. Anyway, at a big stadium in New York. Sports picture remaining is Major League Baseball is in the heart of the regular season. And with teams battling. NBA is in the off season, but they have summer league games that are going on. NFL training camps are set to begin in the coming weeks, and the teams are preparing for the big season coming up. Meanwhile, World Cup, yeah, that's the biggest story in sports right now globally. We try and give you a kind of a big picture, you know, not what happened down at Sal's Delicatessen last night when two local thugs broke in and took 6 loaves of bread and all that nonsense. Just it doesn't help you, right? It doesn't, and it doesn't help you when you watch a news show and there's 10 stories, and you know, one of them's a real nice heartfelt story about some dolphin who got rescued. Oh, isn't that sweet? Yeah, but the other 9 stories were murder and rape and kill. It's not good for your soul. Don't watch that. Watch something else. If you don't like me, pick another, you know, independent. There's a lot of good independent voices coming up here. And tell your friends about this show or whoever you like, because we got to get them off of that CNN garbage. Well, I try not to tell you what to think, but you decide. World Cup, biggest story in sports globally, and the final just 10 days away. We'll keep you updated on all the big games and developments, and keep you up to date on the sports world. And story number 5 tonight: Hollywood is now facing its biggest competition, and that's you. Yeah, you and me. We're making movies now. If I have the time, maybe tomorrow I'll show you my 5 best movies. Would you want to see that? I'll show you those tomorrow. Remind me. And they're just little 1-minute movies, but the length of a movie is coming down, right? And the ability to produce video using Grok Imagine or whatever your choice AI is, like Grok at the moment, is increasing. So Hollywood is facing an 8 billion movie maker crisis within the next 3 to 5 years that will put movie makers in moviegoers are going to be the movie makers, is my prediction. And anyone with AI can now start making movies. I want to encourage you to do that. Did you do your homework? By Monday, I'd like to see your video. And so story 5 is that I'm inviting you to put your video in the comments of my news shows. You know, keep them clean, PG or greater. But put your videos in my news show comments, because I'm going to be talking a lot about Hollywood and the convergence of AI. And I have about 50,000 followers worldwide, so it'll give you a good audience. And maybe we'll have you know, pick of favorites or something like that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But the big studio, it belongs to you now. It belongs to everyone. And so yeah, get grokking, as they say. Start creating using your AI. And yesterday we talked about, I really have a heart for this. I feel strongly there are a lot of people about to fall behind because they're not embracing AI. And we did article. We did a piece on it yesterday. Yesterday's show was a good show. Check it out if you can still find it there. We did a piece where something like 59% of the people getting laid off were the never AIers and the lesser AIers and people who use AI only 3 times a month. Can you imagine? I use AI 3 times an hour. And I did a poll on one of the socials. You can do a poll. I have a big following there. And I said, do you think that people not using AI every day are falling behind in their job? 59% said no. And the 41% of you know that they are. So anyway, I have a heart for these people that try to promote AI use. I'll do my part, you do yours. And, you know, if you create a little Grok Imagine video, 1 minute video. All your friends will see it and say, how do I do that? And you'll be helping the people, I think, get onto AI that aren't already on there. And we're going to have a lot of people to train. I'll tell you what, every single job is changing. And so we need to kind of catch these people before they fall and get them doing AI. So you don't have to create it yourself. If you got a kid or a friend that's doing videos and they want to put it in my news feed there, and as I see them, I'll try to repost them so it goes out to all my social people, 50,000 contacts worldwide on all the socials, and ask them to post them in my news comments. We'll share their work, we'll share yours, and the future of movies is open to everybody. The Hollywood casting call is over. It's your game now. And that's your top 5 news report. 5 stories in 45 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. 5 minutes usually. 28 minutes later. We'll have 5 more stories, hopefully in 5 minutes tomorrow. Keep watching, like, subscribe, and do all that stuff. And tell some folks you like the show. And before we go, remember that the world is full of noise, but that you don't have to let it control you. You have the power to choose what you watch, what you do, what you focus on. Whatever you're doing now, building your career, starting something new, or simply just trying to stay positive, and the struggle is real. Well, the stories here we shared tonight are proof that change is possible and opportunity is everywhere. And so, as you go out and you create using the tools available to you, make it your own story, because the best news that you can use is the news that you make yourself. A friend of mine, Michael Williams, used to say, Joe, if you don't like the news, you got to go out and make some of your own. And here's a saying from the good book to keep you through till tomorrow. Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, or if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about these things. I'm Joe Palaio. Thank you for watching the Top 5 News, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully tomorrow at 5 Eastern. And as the great Paul Harvey would say, good day.